Okay, welcome and hi everyone. So I have actually signed into my Google account, but what you can do is you can simply go to Google Drive. Let's say Google Drive. Okay, Google for Google Drive or Google account, and you log in using your staff ID. Mine is already logged in. Kak Ji, would you like to show them? You pun dah log in eh? Hello? Kak Ji, do you have my screen?
Yeah,
Do
I
you
have
have my
your screen. I can see it. Yeah.
okay.
Can you show how to log in? Boleh tak? So use your
Maybe I
incognito
have to log out.
window.
Incognito window.
Boleh.
Um,
Tak apa, you log out
I
dulu lah. Log out dulu and then you masuk balik.
okay. Hi everyone. Do you see my screen?
Yes, we can see your screen.
Yes,
Okay,
yes.
Yeah, we
right.
can see.
Okay, good. Alright. Now I know how it feels, macam cakap seorang-seorang kan. Okay, anyway, so log into your Google account at staff. So the domain should be at uitm.edu.my. Okay, and then log in. Okay, so this is mine. So everybody log in? Is everybody logged in?
Yes, we're logged in.
Okay, good. Okay, now, can I start? Can I start already? Can I start
Boleh
with
start.
Google Form?
Yep.
Okay, right. There are two ways to log into Google Form. Okay, so first you can go to Google Form from your Google Drive. You see these dots here. Okay, if you click on that, you're going to scroll down further and find form. Okay, okay, find form. Okay, and then you are going to see this new tab. Okay, Google Form. Another way to open your Google Form if you're using Google Classroom is let's say you choose Google Classroom as your platform to share or send the reading test to your students. Okay, you can go to classwork. Okay, so this is from Google Classroom classwork, and then create assignment or quiz assignment. Okay, so you see here, you will have add. So on in add, you can also give the link or you can create from here. So you see here. Okay. Now go back to the Google. Okay, now Google Form, this is my view. This is my view. But I have hidden templates. So some of you might have this kind of view here. Okay, where you have the plus for blank form, and then blank quiz template and other templates offered there. Alright, so if you don't have this kind of interface, don't worry. Okay, you at the right bottom corner of your screen here, okay, you see this plus sign, so you can create new form, or you the paper sign icon is for you to choose templates. Let's see, but in my session, I'm going to start with a blank form, okay, because we can actually customize or change the themes to our Google Form later on. Okay. Okay. Now, so this is, if you click blank, okay, so this is what you're going to see. Right? So I will go through the buttons first. Okay, icons. Perhaps some of us are new to this Google form, but I believe everyone is familiar because perhaps many of us send surveys using Google Form. So why not use Google Form as well to what is it? Uh, form reading test. Okay. Okay.
Oh, your
So,
voice macam tak berapa clear sangat.
oh really? Okay, sorry. Clear? Clear?
Okay, this one is clear.
Okay. Now you have two tabs here. Okay, questions and response. For questions is where you're going to edit, insert instructions and set everything. For this tab, responses is where you're going to see once your students or candidates submitted their answer. Okay, so no responses yet, so nothing appear. Okay, this is your Google account, and then you have three dots here. You have more. Okay, and then the send button. Once you have finished everything and you want to share, you can click on that. The gear button is always meant for settings, and then you have the eye icon for previewing, so we can preview how our question, how our test going to look like, and then we have customized themes, and this one you might not have it yet, okay, but by the end of our presentation, towards the end, I will show you how to add add-ons, okay, in limiting the responses. Okay. Okay. Let's start with question. Okay. Yeah. That's what can I move this? Can we cannot?
Sorry, Hawa, what did you say?
This one, this apa ni? Sharing screen punya. Can I move that? Tak boleh.
Mm.
I minimize. Okay.
Eh,
Everyone can see everything on my desktop. Okay, anyway, where was I? Okay, ni yang tadi tu lah kan. Close one tab, so many tabs. Okay, so I just googled from ixl.com, so randomly, okay, to share with you the text. You can also do that if you're doing hands-on. So open up another tab and just search for text. Okay, now, so this is the title of your form. So you are going to write the title of your form here. For example, reading test, and then the instructions can go under the form description here. Okay, and all changes will be automatically saved in your drive. Okay, as long as you have internet connection. Okay, and when you click here, the title of the form on top here, it will automatically sync to the one here. But then again, if you want to change this one, for example, reading test for diploma, okay, diploma codes, okay. So you can, yeah, write anything, eh? Okay. Now, so form is where you can write your instructions. Okay, I'll just copy and paste one sample that I've done earlier this time. Okay. So this would be the general instructions, instructions to candidates. So you have to answer a question, perhaps time allocated. Okay. And and we shall start with the question. Okay. So in reading comprehension, of course, we need to give them the text first, right? The article. So there are two options. The first option is, do you have this? Then you have this, right? It's either here or down here. Okay. Now, you have this one is for input questions. Input questions mean you have other Google Forms that you can import here. Okay. And then you have text, and then you have images, and then YouTube link. Okay, this is ideal if you want to ask questions. Perhaps you wanted to share a video and you want to ask questions based on the video. And this one is section. Section is when you want to add another page to your test or form, meaning it's not being cluttered in just one page, so students have to scroll down further. Okay, now the first way is by using text here. Yeah. Okay. For example, the you click here. This one by default you have this. Okay, but you can always delete this one, or you can move. If you want to move, you scroll over here, and then you can actually move it. Okay. Now you click T, this one, big T and small t, and then you have untitled questions, so you can uh, insert your instructions. For example, okay, so let's say this is your instruction. Hey, sorry, not this one, not this box, this box. Okay. So this one is the default one earlier just now. So you can just delete this. Okay. So not to get confused. Okay. Go to the other tab where you have the tags. Okay. You can copy. This is just a sample. Okay. And paste it here under description. Okay. So this is your text. Okay. If you want to copy and paste, so let's go to preview and okay, this is your text. Okay, but let's see if your text you have a number of passages, number of paragraphs, sorry, number of line numbers. So copy and paste would not be preferable. So another way is to add image. So click on the image button. Okay. Taking longer time. In the meanwhile, do you have any questions?
No
See the
question.
question. Okay, good. Okay. Nothing appears. Okay, it's not happening, so let's just go to. Okay, this one I inserted. Okay, this one, this clip is taken from EQPE 2014. So this is a sample I did earlier. So when you insert, you are going to have like this, okay? But you can align the image. So after you insert the image, you have these three dots, and then you can choose left align or right line or center line. Okay, and you can also change and remove the picture. Okay, the image. This is great when you have number of lines and number of paragraphs. Okay, right. Going back to the task. Uh, by the way, before I forgot, every time you choose to preview your task, it will open up another tab, a new tab. Okay, all right. So okay, now let's go to question. Now we are done with reading text, inserting reading text. Question? No? Okay. Right. Um, so if you want to add a question, you just go to the plus sign here. Okay. So in this section, I'm just going to highlight 5, which I think is relevant for comprehension text. Short answer, paragraph, MCQ, drop down, and multiple choice script. Okay. Right. So if you click there, you can have a number of choices. Okay. Right. So for example, the first question is okay, meaning. Okay. Uh, Now, before you the question, you are going to need another instructions, right? Okay, but I don't know. No, I don't listen. Okay. It depends on your question. Okay. Now, you copy and paste the question there. Okay. For example, the first the first form of question would be you want them to answer short answer. Okay, short answer uh, is meant for short answers like email, name, student ID, and what else? Uh, 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 Language group, for example. Okay, so you can actually set response validation here. For example, if you want the answer to be number or text, okay, contains what, any keywords, okay, or email address. For example, you want to have length, okay. Maximum character count character means uh, the the letters or numbers that we type in, okay. So for example, not exceeding 200. All right. Now, if you have several questions, you can choose duplicate, okay, so that it's not going to be tedious copy and paste, okay, set everything again. All right. So required, if you switch this on, means the students cannot miss the question. If they miss the question, the form will not be submitted. Okay, so it's going to uh, send you back to the questions that you missed. Okay, now this is short answer. Okay, now next would be if you want to duplicate. So if you have the same setting, you can just, for example, for mini question, you have 5 questions. You can just simply duplicate. Okay, right. Okay. Uh, Duplicate. What is the meaning of any other words that we have here? Okay, for example. Okay, so let's see. Okay, that is sample question. Okay, for example, paragraph. Okay, paragraph is meant for if you have longer, you want them to answer, the answer, meaning, um, like paragraph form, one or more paragraph. Okay, so you can actually set the required length. Okay, for example, minimum 200 characters and maximum is 500 characters. Again, you have to go to this three dots and then response validation. So minimum and maximum count, yeah. Alright. For example, in your opinion, your based on the passage, okay, in your opinion, what is the best? For example, okay. Now going we're going into the next type of question, which is MCQ. And another button. You can also duplicate and then you can change it here later. Okay. For example, multiple choice. Yeah? Because sometimes when you set new, sometimes we forgot to set the required button. So I prefer to just duplicate and then change everything here. Okay, multiple choice question. All right. For example, the same question here. What is the meaning of? Okay. Now you can set the options, the distractors and the answer key. Okay. For example, you have computer skills. Just click here. Then robotics. Okay. Right. That is for multiple choice question. Do you have any question? Okay. Right.
Question, Hawa, but your voice is kadang-kadang dengar, kadang-kadang tak dengar.
Oh, gitu. Alamak. Sekejap, let me adjust. Is this better? Okay. Better, Kak Ji?
Better.
Okay. Now, MCQ, for MCQ, if you ask me, we can choose to have multiple choice questions, or you can ask them to use drop down. Okay, let's duplicate this question. Okay, and but choose drop down. Okay, so let's say we have three options, two distractors and one answer. So if you go to the preview, sorry, preview here. Okay, this is short answer. This is passage. Sorry, paragraph. This one is MCQ. This one is drop down. The same, but it you have to drop down the box. Okay. So for multiple choice questions, you can choose either one. Okay. Right. Okay. And then we have last one would be multiple choice grid. Okay, multiple choice grid. Okay. Let's see statement, yeah. Okay, for example, this one is good for true or false question. Okay, now set to multiple choice grid. Okay, uh, uh, so you put the statement under rows and you put the answers under columns. Right, for example, true and false. Okay, for example of statement. Okay, right. So let's view how true or false appear. Okay, we'll go like this, right? So I didn't delete this one. So I will delete. So student can choose whether it's true or false. Okay. Uh, right. We are done with the type of answer. Sorry, type of question. No question? I think this one is easy then. Okay. Since we're at it, I would like to share one more. One more function. That would be file upload. Okay. Now file upload. Uh, let's see. This is I previously I asked my students for years if I wanted to upload their articles here for my PGP students. So you can actually ask them to use Google Form if you want to upload. Ini macam lari sikit from reading comprehension test. But why not I share kan? So you can see upload your articles here, for example. For example, reading text, you give them reading text and you want them to analyze and you want them to submit in PDF form. Okay. Or word format. Okay, so you can switch on this button. Okay, if you want to choose specific, so you can, for example, Word document or spreadsheet, you want them to submit in the form of PDF or video. Okay, you choose. Okay, now we can also set how many files that they are allowed to submit. Okay, let's say you want them to send only one PDF and then just set one and maximum size would be 1 gig. Oh, sorry, now it's 10 gig. Okay. So it's a lot. All right. So when you go to preview, this will appear. So students can just click here and they can attach the files that they want to send to you for reading, for questions that requires them to send a file. Okay. Now, so for example, just now, here. Okay, so before this one, before the question of true or false, you want to add a section. When you add a section, it will bring your questions, it will bring the questions that follow to another page. Okay, let's try. Click add section. You can actually move here. Okay, so you can put title to your section, for example, part B. Okay, and then if you go to preview, you're going to see this. Okay, next. So, okay. Oh, it's about kena jawab dulu. So, I will answer. But ni preview, right? If you go to next. So, this is the next page. Okay, what else? What else? Okay, now, the other little question. Any questions so far? No?
No question so far. Thank you.
All right. Okay, let's go to changing the themes. Okay, so you click here, select here. So you can choose your image. You want to change the header. Um, you can either choose the things being offered, you upload, or use your own photos. Okay. Now, meaning upload any photos. So let's see, any just any picture. Video. Insert. And then you want to change the color. Just go here, here. And then there are only four font styles. Okay, basic, decorative, formal, and playful. So you can also change that. Okay, and that's it. Okay, so if you go to preview again, uh, this is how it looks like. Okay, all right. So that is the theme and preview done. Okay, now going to settings. Mm, settings. There are three tabs. Okay, for settings. First is general. Okay, so once if you want your candidates to uh, key in, you know, to have their email addresses, you can check this box. Okay, so they are required to sign in. Okay, and you want them only to submit only once. So you can click limit to one response. And you can set whether the respondents or the candidates or the students can edit after submit, or you want them to see summary charts and text of responses, meaning the whole class. Okay, how many have submitted? Okay, now if you go to presentation, okay, it will show you the progress bar, meaning how many pages left for the students, in order for the students to complete the whole task. Uh, if you don't want them to uh, if you don't want them to scroll further down, so you can just put tags in one page and then the question in the next page. Okay, but the students they are going to they have to always uh, click the back button to look at the text, to refer to the text. Click back button. Okay, continue with general. Okay, presentation. All right. So your confirmation message, you can customize. Okay, you can write your own. For example, thank you, thank you, or or the end of the test. Okay, you can write and say, and then it will appear. Um, if you don't allow them to submit another response, okay, corresponding to one response, you cannot check this box. Okay, there will be no link for them to resend or resubmit the form. Okay, now quizzes. Quizzes, you can make your form into quizzes whereby uh Okay, whereby uh, the student's answer or response will be automatically graded. But I personally think this is great for only objective questions. Okay, even though you have response validation, I think we still need to look at their answers. Okay, yeah. If you make that question as a test, sorry, as a quiz, we go back. Okay, you click save every time. If you click on the question, you have this. Okay, answer key. Okay, for short answer, for example, answer key. You click on answer key, and you want to set the point. You can set 1, you can set 2, you can set 2.5. Okay, if you want to. Okay. For answer feedback meaning um you are, for example, you want to give them instant feedback. So let's say you want to give them links to explanation or YouTube explanation. You can uh, set it here. Let's go to MCQ. Okay, now as for MCQ, the answer key you have to click. Let's say uh the first one is the answer, and then if you click on add feedback, what if the students answered incorrectly? So you can see try again perhaps, or if they say they answered correctly, good job. So this one, they are going to view the feedback immediately, okay, instantly after they have answered the question. Right. And then again, set the points or values to the question, to each question. As for paragraph,
Hawa,
huh?
boleh tak tunjuk lagi sekali macam mana nak masukkan the markah?
Okay. Now, uh, so you go to settings here. Okay, you can do this one first. If you know, have in mind that you want to auto grade the students' submission. So go to settings, and then you have 3 tabs. Okay, the third tab, which is quizzes. Okay, you click, you switch on make this a quiz. Okay. So, under this tab, you can also your side immediately after submission, meaning you want them to know their marks immediately after each submission. Okay, it will appear. Or later, you want to look first and then only you will give out the question. Okay, now, and then you save. Okay, now you go back to your question. Well, you can do this one first so that you don't have to go back to the question. Right? Okay, for example, this one is drop down. You click on the box. Okay, and then answer key will appear here. Okay, you click answer key, and then you have the points here. Okay, 1, 2, for example, that question goes to 1 point or 1.5. Okay, so you just set it there. Oh, not allowed. I think it's not allowed. I think. Okay, and then feedback. If you want to do feedback, okay, immediate feedback. Okay, and then click done. Okay, so every time you click on the box, okay, now it does appear like this. So every time you click on the box, it's editable. Okay, does that answer the question?
Thank you, Hawa.
Okay, okay.
What about, I have a question.
Uh-huh.
I have a
Hello?
question. What about
Yes.
for open-ended questions, where students, like for example, if it's students have to write implied main ideas, so how do we assess that? Can you show us?
Implied main idea. Okay.
For
Implied main
example, it's
idea.
open.
Okay, okay. Thank you. Implied main idea, you can use short answer. If if you're anticipating around 1 or 2 sentences, you can go with short answer. Okay, click on answer key. Mm, add a correct answer. Oh, no. That one is, sorry. Implied main idea is not suitable for short answer because short answer, for example, you have one answer. What is the meaning of algorithms? So let's see, procedures. Okay. So, oh, another answer.
However, my question is, if the question requires a subjective answer, which means like any suitable answer is acceptable. So how do we assess that using Google Form? Exactly. Like, yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Can I answer on behalf of Hawa?
Please, Kak Ji.
Yes, please.
Okay. Who am I speaking to?
Mastura.
Mastura. Okay. So for subjective answers like that, yeah, the Google form is not smart enough to detect possible, the varieties of possible answers. So in that sense, yeah, we have to go through students' answers one by one. But what you can do is, if you have possible answer key, you can put that in the answer section, kan? So whenever you mark, if you nampak that your students, ada, adalah jawapan dia hampir sama dengan any of the possibilities, then you give the marks lah. That's the only way. You have to mark them manually je.
Yes.
Does that answer your question?
Oh, yeah. I mean, does that mean that I have to like just record it somewhere else, not on Google Form? Because I know that once all the responses are recorded, I can download, like, for example, the Excel file, right?
Yes.
So yeah, so when I'm marking, where do I mark? That's my question.
Macam, are you talking about essays ke or reading?
Still going back to that subjective question, we just if it's like it's a test paper, it's like a pen and paper test, right? So it's like if usually students answer the questions on the paper and we just like.
Oh, okay. So there's no MCQ. Most of the question are short answer question lah, basically.
Well, it will appear in your spreadsheet in the Excel file. So an option is to either print it out or just create it digitally. Boleh macam tu, Kak Ji. Kan?
Macam mana?
Because the answer will be recorded in spreadsheet, kan? Okay?
Yeah.
Okay. So even the long paragraph pun will go into spreadsheet. So if you have to do it manually, you have the option to print it out or baca digitally and then create it. Betul tak, Kak Ji?
I'm trying to find a sample. Because the thing is, my Google Drive pun dah pindah-pindah from my personal to UiTM kan. So I'm trying to find a sample yang my students did. Tapi tak apa, Hawa, you buat dulu. I'll go find a sample and I'll show ni lah.
Okay. Okay. Any other question? No? Okay. So as for multiple choice grid, you can set the answer key. Which one is true or which statement is true, which statement is false. Okay. Now, and then we have the send button here. Okay. So if everything is ready and you want to share, okay, if you click send, there are 3 tabs. Okay. The first one is via email. You can mail it to your students. But if you're constructing the form from Google Classroom, I don't think it's necessary. Okay. The spreadsheet you can students can retrieve the spreadsheet. The Google form in Classroom. Okay. And then you have chat links, okay, send via link. So this is one of the most common one. To click, check this box so you can have shorter URL, and then automatically will be copied. The last one would be embedded HTML. If you, let's say you have your own website and you want to have the reading text in your website, okay, you can copy the code. But this one cannot be embedded because it makes use of file upload function. So no code for that. All right. Okay. So let's say this is the link. Would you like to try? Mana nak send? Stop sharing, is it? Okay, kejap lagi kita try, and then we will look at how the responses will appear. So, so you can click at the responses tab here and click on the spreadsheet, so it will automatically download and transfer all of the responses. Or if nanti bila dah ada orang respond, we can actually go manually one by one. Okay, so last one. Okay, last one before responses would be add-ons. Now, if you are, if let's say you allocate 2 hours for the test and you sit in front of your laptop the whole 2 hours, after the time is up, you can actually click here, okay, and the response tab and not accepting responses, meaning students cannot submit and access the form anymore. But let's say you don't want to sit in front of the laptop, what you can do is you can set limit, accessibility, date and time, or the number of responses. Okay, but you have to have Chrome extension. Okay, you see the 3 dots here. Okay, you click and then you have add-ons. So it will bring you to this with marketplace where you have forms notification, form user. Okay, there are so many extension. So click form limiter. So in this session, I will show you form limiter. Okay, so you click and then you install. So I have installed my form limiter. After you have installed and then you refresh, and you can have this icon right here. Right now, so if you have the add-on icon ready, so when you click, you have form limiter. Okay, you click form limiter, click number one. It doesn't appear, so you have to go refresh. Until set limit appears. So you click set limit. Okay, so there will be a pop-up window here. So click here, and then let's say you want to set date and time. Okay, so for example, this form due today. Okay, time is 5 p.m. Okay, 5 p.m. and then you set. Or you can also make this form is no longer accepting. Okay, or you can say you the time is up, so you can no longer submit. Or you can choose number of form responses. Number of form responses meaning when responses are greater than, for example, your class is 30, greater than 30, the form will no longer accept responses. But Google Form, they can accept up to, can't remember this how many cells. Millions, if I'm not mistaken, millions. Betul tak Kak Ji? Correct me if I'm wrong.
Apa dia? Macam mana?
Google Classroom.
Classroom.
The number of responses, sorry, Google Form. The number of responses that the Google Form can accept. Depending on the rule.
Pastilah pula.
Confuse kejap dengan Google Classroom. So Google Classroom can have only.
Google Form rasanya unlimited. Cuma Google Classroom tu, you're talking about the report tu ke?
Tak. Tak.
Oh, okay. Not sure.
Okay, then. So you can save and enable, or you can later disable. Okay. So this is form limiter. let's say you don't want to sit in front of the laptop, you can just leave the students to answer, and when time is up, it will automatically stop accepting responses. Time or the number of responses. Okay. Any question? Any question?
Boleh tak I share screen kejap, I nak tunjuk sampel.
Boleh Kak Ji. So I wanted to share this link so when they can try quickly and then we can look at the responses.
Okay, boleh ya?
Boleh stop sharing.
Right. So I would like to show you a sample of what I did with my Google form. Yeah. Can you see? Boleh nampak ya? Right.
Boleh.
Boleh nampak ya? Okay. So this is one example. Back then when ELC 590 ada, what do you call that? Video critic. Do you remember? The oral presentation, ELC 590. So what I did was, I buat macam ni. I gave them actually a video. I don't know how it looks like kat sini. Okay, sorry. This is a persuasive speech. Bukan, this is not the, sorry again. This is not the video critic. So this is just a quiz whether my students read or not the notes I gave them on persuasive speech. So this is a sample question lah. Mostly it's an MCQ. You can see that. All right. So how does it look on when the students answered? How do we get their marks? Yeah. Okay. So it will look like this. So what you do is you go to the responses. You click on the Excel sheet here, top right in the middle here. Okay. And it will bring you here. If you already set question 1, how many marks? Question 2, how many marks? It will automatically grade for you, and the score will be displayed here. You can see that Nur Izzati has achieved 12 over 15, 14 over 15, 7 over 15. Okay, so basically it will help you terus grade lah. All right, but if you're not sure, you're skeptical of the technology, all right, you can go and look at your students' mark one by one. Okay, Izzati, this is her marks here. Okay, you can see whether, okay, dia jawab betul ke tak. Okay, she answered this wrong, whatnot. Okay, and in fact, okay, once this is done, you can release your student score right here. Okay, meaning once you click on this one, Nur Izzati Khairuddini will get her score through her email. So this is one example, yeah. All right, another example I would like to show you is this one. Okay, I gave this to my students to learn active and passive sentences. All right, now if you look at this, okay, it's not at all like the copy and pasted version yang Hawa bagi tadi. Betul tak? Okay, it looks more structured. The topic looks a bit bigger compared to the notes given there. Yeah. Now this is actually an image. This is an image. This is an image. It's not copy pasted. All right. Because it's easier to read that way. And how do you insert an image? So what you do is just, okay, it's fourth in the adding question section here. This is add question. This is import question, add title or description. There's one section here is add an image. So if you don't want to copy paste, or sometimes it's difficult to copy paste from PDF. All right, so what you do is you just screenshot the PDF and it will become an image, and just add the PDF image to the form given here, and then it will look like this. All right, so this is basically lessons. Okay, notes. Okay, and the question is here. All So, and I've already even set how many marks for this one. Okay.
Show them to go how to go to the next student.
To go to the next student. Oh, okay. Hold on.
Response.
Okay, going back to Safari. Okay, so we're looking at this one, ke? All right, so this is one student. Okay, you've already seen the student's mark. Okay, sometimes kita tersalah bagi jawapan and then we want kita nak betulkan kan, or something. I don't know. All right, so you go to the next student. This is the second student out of 95 students. All right, and then you tengok jawapan dia. All right, and then once you're okay, you release the score. And then you go to the next one. Release the score. Next, release the score. Okay. Now, another good thing about Google Form is that this is what I also did. It's not just for tests, it's also for us lecturers, yeah. I buat evaluation sheet for ELC 590 so that whenever I go for classes, I tak payah bawa my papers. So if the students are presenting their persuasive speech ke informative speech, I just open this form here and then I just click on this. All right, the student's name, group mana, what's the topic, the title of the presentation, and then I just bagi markah from here. Okay, you have your rubrics with you. You just bagi markah, blah blah blah, bagi tick 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 tick, and then submit. All right. So once you have everybody's marks, so okay, you just go back to the Excel form. All right. Then you have your students marked kat sini. All right, the marks are there. So introduction is 5, 5, 5. But this will not be tabulated for you, yeah? You kena buat sendiri. You have to learn a bit of Excel skills lah, and how to add and how to multiply and whatnot. Okay. All right. So I guess that's it for my session. Okay, giving it back to you, Hawa. Hawa?
Jadi ada soalan.
Ada soalan? Simi ke?
Ya.
Oh,
Untuk
Hawa.
Kaji, for you Kaji, as we release the score, can feedback be included as well?
Yes, when you include the feedback, the students will get your feedback together when you release the score.
Okay.
Any other question?
Okay. Okay.
You want to share your screen, Hawa?
Yes, one more I forgot.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay. Right. One more that I forgot is we can actually shuffle our question. Right. Okay. You go to settings. Okay. You go to settings and then go to presentation, shuffle question order, and click save. So every time.
Your screen is not showing.
Oh, okay. Wait. So. Okay. Better. Okay then. Okay, I repeat, yeah. Okay, go to settings and then go to presentation and check the shuffle question order. So and then click save. So every time the students open up the form, each student will have different order of question. And for MCQ, you can also shuffle the answers. Okay, other than shuffling the questions, you can also shuffle the answer. Okay, click and then click the three dots and then tick the shuffle option order. So different students will have different order of answers. That's all. Anything that I missed or anyone would like to add? Any information that we can share with all the participants? Kak Ji, I'm done.
Sorry?
I'm done. Done.
Oh, done, yeah?
Sekejap, I'll stop sharing. Any other questions?
Tolong ulang balik yang shuffle question tadi. Sorry.
Oh, okay. Okay, shuffle question. So first you go to settings and then go to presentation tab and then check the shuffle question order. So this will shuffle the questions and then save. Okay, now as for MCQ, okay, you 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 can shuffle the answers. Okay, yeah. Okay, so click on the MCQ box. Okay, and then the three dots at the right bottom. Okay, and then click the shuffle option order. So it will shuffle it will shuffle the questions as well as the answers every time. You know, different students are going to have different order of questions and answers.
Okay, perfect. Thank you very much. Did you show how to set the test according to pukul berapa?
Yes, using add-on study.
Okay.
Should I repeat?
Kalau dah buat, it's no problem. Okay, another thing that I would like you to tunjuk juga is that, okay, never mind, I show ya. I share screen sekejap ya. Okay, sorry participants, I hope you tak pening kepala kejap orang ni sekejap share. Okay, since this is going to be a test, I would like you to make sure that when you set kat dalam setting ni, you are using your UiTM punya domain tau. So when you are sharing it with your students, you make sure that you unclick restrict to user in UiTM Mara and its trusted organization, because once you click on this one, your students cannot access it. They will not be able to access it. So what you do is you unclick this one, and since it's going to be a test, so you can limit it to one response. All right, and this is up to you lah, whether the students not edit after submission ke tak, or whether they want to see their charts or summary ke apa. It's your options lah. It's ikut you lah. Okay, but you just make sure that you unclick the restrict the user in UiTM punya organization. Yeah, that is very important. All right. So I guess that's it.
Okay. All right, Joe. I will have to explain that section based on answer. Sekejap. Okay. Now, section based on answer. First for this one, you have to add sections. Okay, make sure you have sections. Okay, you click here, go to section. If they, for example, if they answer the first one, computer skills, they can continue to B. Okay, sometimes you want them to skip, for example, question number. If they answer yes, you want them to proceed. If they answer no, they can just submit. That is questions based on answers. As go to section based on answers. Okay, for example, this one, if the students answer procedure, they have to go again, for example, to section 1. So this is doable if you have like 2 or more sections.
Yeah, if you answer yes or if you answer no, then you can use this option. But you have to make sure that you create the sections first. Kalau tak, it will not appear.
Okay, any questions?
Ada lagi questions? All right. I guess that's it for today. Hawa, thank you so much, Hawa. All right. So thank you. All right. Don't forget to fill in the attendance form. This is the attendance form. Good job. Okay, let me share my screen. Okay, this is the attendance form. Don't forget. It's already, the link is already in the chat section as well. I would also like to remind you that for tonight's webinar is on Telegram Messenger. by Encik Ilya Sulaiman Muhandas. It's going to be tonight at 9 p.m. Yeah. Okay. So if you're interested on how to teach using Telegram Messenger, so I will see you tonight. All right. Thank you. Don't forget to fill in the attendance form.